algebra and geometry? Yuck! But Miss Pocket Ronnie can help you.
Okay, today we're going to be doing conversions. This should be a review, but I'm going to work some problems here since it's in the book. We're going to be converting, we're doing 17B number 1. We're going to convert 7 miles into feet. So my suggestion is to always write whatever you're converting into a fraction, because when you multiply by a conversion factor, I like to call them conversion factor. Matthew C. calls them unit multipliers. So whenever you multiply by a conversion factor, it will be a fraction. If I have miles here and I want miles to go away, then miles has to be in the denominator here. Units have the same rules as numbers in math. So if miles is here and miles is in the denominator here, they cancel when you're multiplying. So that means feet has to go in the numerator. And then what is my conversion for miles to feet? If you're not ever sure, there's a table in the back of your book that has all the conversion factors, okay? But I can tell you that there are 5,280 feet. If you see it like this, 5,280 feet equals 1 mile. That's your conversion. 5,280 goes with the word feet. 1 goes with the word mile. So, and miles cancels, and so that tells you now, and you have feet left over, and that's good because that's what you're wanting. Now you're multiplying a fraction, numerator to numerator, denominator to denominator. So now we just multiply the numerator, which is 7 times 5,280. That is 36,960. And your denominator is 1 times 1, which is 1. That's not necessary to write. And your unit that you have left is feet. So 36,960 feet. So just for reference sake, when we abbreviate miles, it's MI. When you abbreviate meter, it is M. So that way you don't get the two confused. Miles has a lowercase I on it. Meter is just M. That way you know which unit is which. Alright, now we're going to be looking at 17C number 1. We're going to convert 3 tons into ounces. So again, I recommend whatever you're starting with, turn that into a fraction because you're going to multiply by a conversion factor. I want to get rid of tons, so tons needs to be in the denominator here. So most people don't know how many ounces are in a ton, but I do know how many pounds are in a ton. And again, if you don't know, you can look in the back of the book. So I'm going to convert from tons to pounds and then pounds to ounces. Some of these problems, it will take a 2-step process to go from the unit that you have to the unit that they're asking. So here, my tons will cancel. And what is my conversion? There are 2,000 pounds in 1 ton. So 2,000 goes with pounds, 1 goes with tons. So that's going to leave me with pounds, but I don't want pounds, so I'm going to multiply by another conversion factor. So I'm going to convert, if I have pounds here and I want pounds to go away, pounds needs to go in the denominator for it to cancel, which means ounces needs to go in the numerator. Okay? The conversion factor to that is there are 16 ounces equals 1 pound. So now my pounds cancel, and what I'm left with is ounces. So now I am multiplying fractions. When you multiply fractions, you just go across the numerators and then they go across the denominators. So what I have left is 3 times 2,000 times 16. So 3 times 2,000 is 6,000 times 16 is 96,000. And ounces is my unit that's left. The denominator is 1 times 1 times 1, which is 1. Not necessary to write that because 96,000 divided by 1 is still just 96,000. So again, just be careful if you have to do a 2-step process of converting from tons to pounds and then pounds to ounces. So now let's look at 17D number 5. Now we're converting square units and cubic units. So I have 4 square centimeters and I want to convert to square meters. Okay? Use the same principle for square centimeters over 1. Okay? I'm going to do this one way and then I'm going to do it another way. Okay, square centimeters. That is the same thing as saying centimeters times centimeters, right? Centimeters times centimeters means square centimeters. Okay, so I'm going to convert to meters. So centimeters in the numerator here, it means it needs to be in the denominator here for it to go away, which means meters has to be in the numerator. The conversion for that is 100 centimeters. So 100 goes with centimeters equals 1 meter. Only doing one conversion factor has 1 centimeter canceling here. So when you have square units, you have to do your conversion factor twice. Okay? Which means I have centimeter here, meter here, 100, 1. Now that centimeter will cancel with that centimeters. All of my centimeters have canceled, and I will have meters times meters left, which is square meters, and that's a good thing. So now it's just a matter of 4 times 1 is 4, and then meters times meters is square meters. 1 times 100 is 100, and 100 times 100, be careful with this, make sure you get the right number of zeros, should be 4. If there's 2 zeros here, 2 zeros here, there should be 4 zeros. 4 zeros, 10,000. Now divide that out into a number. 4 divided by 10,000, moving your decimal place over, would be 0.0004 square meters. Okay, another way that you can do this is to have 4 square centimeters over 1 times, you're going to have centimeters in the denominator, meters in the numerator, 100 centimeters to 1 meter. And then since this is squared, this whole thing has to be squared in order to get the right units to square it. You have to be careful because these numbers also have to be squared, which means now you're doing 4 centimeters squared over 1 times 1 squared is 1, and then meter squared, 100 squared. So you have to square the number in front of your units as well. So 100 squared is 10,000 centimeters squared. Okay, everything gets squared in the parentheses, the number and the unit. The number and the unit. So now my square centimeters cancel. Now my numerator again is just 4 meters squared divided by 10,000, which would still be 0.0004 square meters. So this is a shorter cut way to do it. If you're concerned you can't keep up with the units, then do it this top way. Okay, we're looking at 17D4. We have 1,860 cubic inches, and we are converting to a cubic yard. If you don't know how many inches are in a yard, you can go from inches to feet and then feet to yard. But I am hoping that most of you will know that if there are 12 inches in 1 foot, there are 3 feet in 1 yard. Most of you will know that there are 36 inches in 1 yard. So we're just going to go for the fact that you know that there are 36 inches in a yard. Okay? So if we start with what we were given, 1860 cubic inches, and we put that into a fraction. So we're going to use I'm going to do this problem 2 different ways. Okay? So cubic inches, that is the same thing as inches times inches times inches. Okay? Inches times inches times inches is cubic inches. Okay? So I'm going to multiply by a conversion factor. Inches needs to go in my denominator here for it to cancel. Yard goes here. 36 goes with my inches. 1 yard goes there. Okay? But if I only do this one time, only 1 of those inches will cancel. So the fact that it's cubic inches, you do this 3 times in order for all 3 of those inches to be able to cancel. Now this inch cancels with this one cancels with this one, and so now you can see multiplying across, you would have 1860 yard times yard times yard is a cubic yard. And then you have to do 36 times 36 times 36, which is 36 cubed. And that is 46,000 656. Okay, but now we need to divide those two numbers. So 1860 divided by 46,656, that would come out to be 0.04, I'm rounding, it's like 0.0398, 0.04 cubic yard. Alright, so if I do it the other way, 1860 cubic inches, and if I left that as cubic inches, then I'm going to use my conversion factor. Inches has to go here for it to cancel. 36 inches in 1 yard. And since this is cubed, I need to cube the whole thing. Everything gets cubed. This number gets cubed, this unit gets cubed. This number gets cubed, this unit gets cubed. So what happens is, we have 1860 cubic inches. 1 cubed is 1. Yard cubed is cubic yards. 36 cubed. I have to cube 36. So that would be 46,656. Cube the inches, inches cubed. Now my units will cancel. So now we get the same thing. 1860 divided by 46,656, which would be the same thing, 0.04 cubic yards. Alright, now let's look at 17C number 8. We're going to be converting from imperial, or you may have heard them called English units, to metric, and then metric to imperial. Why do we have to convert to metric? Because a lot of other countries use metric, and most sciences use metric in their books. So therefore, here in America, we need to know how to convert to metric so that we can make calculations in metric. So here we have 5 pounds, and we're going to convert to kilograms. So I'm going to start with 5 pounds, turn that into a fraction. I'm going to multiply by a conversion factor. Pounds has to go away, so it needs to be in the denominator in order for it to cancel, which means kilograms, it's in the numerator. Alright, what is my conversions to pounds to kilograms? I don't have those memorized. I go look those up in a table just like everybody else. But I'm going to show you how you could be given 2 different conversion factors, because you might have a table going from metric to imperial, and then also imperial to metric. So you can have 2 different conversion factors. Here you have 1 pound equals 0.45 kilograms. Or if I want to make my kilograms 1, I divide both sides by 0.45. 0.45 divided by 0.45 is 1, right? 1 kilogram. And if 1 divided by 0.45, which is a reciprocal, would come out to 2.2 pounds. What I'm trying to show you is that there are 2 different conversions. Here, the 1 is with the pound. 1 pound equals 0.45 kilograms. 1 kilogram equals 2.2 pounds. These numbers are reciprocals of each other. If you took the reciprocal of 0.45, you will get 2.2. It does not matter which conversion you use. You will get the same answer either way. It's just a matter of putting all the numbers in the right place. Okay? So, again, it doesn't matter which conversion. Pick one of these tables. It doesn't matter which table you pick. Just pick it and use it all the time. Okay? I'm going to use this conversion factor right here. Again, I would get the same answer if I use the other one. So, since I have 1 pound, my 1 goes with my pound. So 1 goes down here with my pound. 0.45 goes with my kilogram. 0.45. My pounds cancel. I'm left with kilograms. That's what I want. So now it's 5 times 0.45. That came out to 2.25. I have kilograms left. 1 times 1, all over 1. It's not necessary to write that. So there you go. 5 pounds is the same thing as 2.25 kilograms. Alright, let's look at 17C. We're converting, this is meters, not miles. We're converting meters to yards. Again, start with what you're given, turn it into a fraction so you can multiply it by a conversion factor. We know we need meters to go here for it to cancel. Yard goes here. Okay, now I need a conversion factor. Again, because you'll have two different ones. It doesn't matter which one you choose, you'll get the same answer. 1 yard equals 0.9 meters, or 1 meter equals 1.1 yard. Again, these two numbers are reciprocals of each other. Since I used the imperial to metric last time, this time I'll use metric to imperial. I'm going to use this one. So my 1 goes with my meter. It doesn't matter which one you use, you'll get the same answer. My 1.1 goes with my yard. My meters cancel. So then it turns out that I will have 20 times 1.1, which is 22, and I have yards left, and the denominator is 1 times 1, doesn't need to be written, so 20 meters is the same thing as 22 yards.